I'm going to have all these freezing people. I'm going to have all these freezing people outside saying that I'm coming late to the minyan.
What time is Ma'ariv?
10 o'clock. We're very frum. We don't do none of this mincha Ma'ariv. We're very frum. Very frum.
I think I'm going to like this Ma'ariv minyan that you have to go to.
They asked me over here.
I said, I think I'm going to like this Ma'ariv minyan you have to go to.
Marchuk, I knew you'd love it.
They asked me over here if I want, what's it called? I say I'm abstaining from any voting.
Good. Smart. Smart. Okay, so where are we up to? Oh, we're on the bottom of Samach Dalet on my base. Yeah, I'm reviewed on my Rav. You see it? 5 lines up. Yeah, we good? Yeah? Okay, so I'm reviewed on my Rav.
No Chazara today?
I don't know. Every time we talk, we do too much chazara, but we don't do chazara because we talk too much about the inyanim. But yeah, I guess you're right. We should do some chazara. What is it? Samach Dalet, right? So Samach Dalet is a lot to chazar actually. First, we had the whole Amud. How do we know that there various things are tummy? We can say the Shabbos, and then sorry. And then the carbon that Klal Yisrael brought after Midyan, which was about because they thought about doing.
Jacob, it's a good thing you're running to that Ma'ariv.
Tell me about it. I've been the chazan too, because my voice is the only one loud enough to stretch across 4 properties. Yeah. No thinking about women and no looking at women. Then the Mishna says a woman can go out with braids from her own hair and from her friend's hair. She can go out with headbands if they're sewn. She can go out with a cap and a wig to her yard, but not to the public property. She can go out with earplugs, foot pads, and protection for her vest. She can go out with mouth medication, but she can't put it on Shabbos. And then we said fake teeth. That's a machlokes, which we'll get to tonight. Then the Gemara says why we need 3 cases of braids, because she might be embarrassed from her own. She won't be embarrassed from her own, but she might be embarrassed from her friends, or she's disgusted by her friends, or disgusted by hair from a horse. A young girl can't go out with an older woman's hair, and vice versa. And the woman going to the yard with caps and wigs, and then we said okay, and that's what we're up to. Yeah, so basically, and then we said toises. The main thing was that bottom toises, which basically tells us why none of this stuff are we makbid on anymore. The main reason being because mutav shiyu shaygig and value mizidin. Seems like they don't show their jewelry anymore. Plus, better for them not to know the halacha than to not keep it. Okay, so 5 lines up at the bottom. Anytime the Chacham said, right, this is a famous klal in Shas, the Chacham say you're not allowed to do something because it looks like you're doing an Aveira, then even if you're within a room, meaning nobody is going to see you. But once the Chacham made it Asr, so therefore it's Asr. Okay? So Tanan, but we have a mission that says V'loy v'zug avavisha pakok. We have one mission that says you're not allowed to go out with a how do you call it? A bell, right? Because why? A bell makes it look like you're going to sell it. So you can't go out with a bell, even though it's stuffed up. We have a different price that says that you can stuff it up, and then you can go with it into the chutzah. So which word is it? Are we worried about Marasayin even in your chutzah or not? Right? So Tanoi, so it's a machlokes Tanoim. The Tanya shoytchen bechamo avaloi keneged am. Somebody who got his clothing fell into the water on Shabbos. So now, can you dry that clothing or not? The problem being is that if you lay out the clothing that got wet on Shabbos, so then it's going to look like you did laundry on Shabbos. So can you or not? Can you not? So the Tanna Kama says you're allowed to lay out your wet clothing in the sun, but not where anybody can see. So you see, so Rabbi Elazar, Rabbi Shimon, Rabbi Elazar, and Rabbi Shimon both say Asr. So obviously they hold that something that's also because of Marasayin is Asr even Chadrei Chadorim. And the Tanna Kama says you could do it as long as nobody's watching, right? So then it's not. Then they obviously don't care about Marasayin when people are not around, right? So only Marasayin is only an issue according to the Tanna Kama when people are around. Okay. she can go out with something soft in her ear. You can't just leave the cotton in the air on Shabbos. You have to actually tie it in. Otherwise, we're afraid that it's going to fall out. There'll be more about this in a minute. But with my Shabbos sandals, she can go out with something soft in her sandals. Again, it also has to be tied into the sandal. Otherwise, we're afraid it's going to fall out, and then she'll end up carrying. And with this maich that they were misakin it for her period. But she has to. Rami Yochanan thought to say, well, just like the other two things, you have to have them tied on. So here too, she also would have to tie it on to her thighs. So Rava says no, even though she didn't tie it on, even the mas since it's disgusting because it gets full of bodily fluids and all that type of stuff. So therefore, she's not going to end up carrying it anyway, so you don't have to tie it on. What happens if she makes a base yad? Literally means a handle, but basically what she does is she puts something there that she wouldn't, if she wants to carry it, she wouldn't have to actually touch it, so it's not so disgusting. So mutter, he said it's mutter, right? Itmar nami, Amar Menachem bar Oishi, Amar Rav Yochanan, also a base yad mutter. If she makes a base yad to it, it's mutter. So yesterday we got finished saying that we paskin that a woman can only go out if it's protection, not for clothing. She can only go out if it's protection because it will be uncomfortable for her. But the poskim say that nowadays that a lot of these pads come with glue on the back of it, and they glue it and it sticks to the undergarments. So therefore, that has it takes on the status of the clothing, and therefore that's why that's not an issue bisman hazeh. So they have to make sure that they do that. Which for Hilchos Nida, it has a whole different. It has Rav Yashav has a whole chumrah based on that for Taras HaMashpacha purposes, nothing to do with Shabbos.
Who brings that down?
What?
Who brings that down? That since it's cold today.
I don't remember who the Achrayim say it. Then check in the Piskei Teshuvos, and he brings down who says it. Yeah. Fine. Rav Yochanan. Now we go back to the ears. Rav Yochanan Nafik bu lebei medrasha v'chalukan lav chaver. Rav Yochanan went out to the Bismerish. This is one of these things that without Rashi you'd have no idea what the Gemara is talking about. All it says that Rav Yochanan went out to the Bismerish v'chalukan lav chaver, and his friends were disagreed with him. It doesn't say what, who, what, right? So Rashi says what he did is he went out with soft things in his ears without it being tied on, right? So and his friends disagreed because we just got finished saying that you do have to tie it, right? Rav Yanai nafakula karmelis v'chalukan kol doiroi. And Rav Yanai went out to a Carmelist. He didn't go out to Rosh Hashanah, but he went out to the Carmelist, which we said yesterday is no man's land. And his friends disagreed with him. The whole Dar disagreed with him. And we learned that Rami Bar Yecheskel said that she has to tie it on to her ear. So like Kasha, so Gemara says no. One is talking about where it was stuck in very, very well. If it's stuck in very, very well into the ears, then it's no problem to go out with it. But if it's not stuck in too far, then you'd have to tie it on. Okay. Yeah. So I guess if you really know how to stick it in well, then you would be allowed to go out like that. Obviously, you have to be careful not to bust an eardrum or anything like that. What?
Like that?
What? Yeah. Oh, Marchdach, we possibly they should not go out to the Shusharam like that. But it's not so tight. I hear, but it's an interesting contraption, Rabbi Yeshua. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I don't know. I never saw anybody go out with that.
Wouldn't there be a Marasai issue here also? Wouldn't there be a Xera? Because like, how do people know if it's tight or not? Maybe if somebody sees that, he might hold even if it's not tight.
Fair enough.
I mean, if they see Rabbi Yochanan walking out with something in his ear, they assume, no matter how you put it in your ear. Shouldn't he be concerned about that?
I don't know. It seems like he wasn't concerned with what are you talking about? Like more of a Marasaian situation.
Right.
I don't know. I guess he wasn't. I don't know. He wasn't concerned with that. Oh, you know what we haven't discussed? Well, yeah, go ahead.
Could be it's a generational thing. Like today's earplugs, they don't come out. Finished. They're not going to fall out by themselves. So Rabbi Yochanan was in a place where they have the same thing. So he was trying to teach the Olam. The Olam said, we learned that it had to be kosher. So Rabbi Yochanan, these aren't going to fall out anyway. Even if someone would see me and they would put their earplugs in, they're not going to fall out either. No one's going to fall out.
I hear.
Then it's just stam and machlokes.
I don't understand the side of the club.
I don't know what that means.
Because anything is like that. Anytime you do anything that's mutter, you either be worried about Marasayan.
If it looks exactly like what it would be usher, yeah.
Why?
Anytime you do something that looks like exactly like it would be usher, yeah, that's a problem.
No, it's
in a normal situation.
It's only something that they ushered out to Marasayan that you have a problem with it.
I understand that, but if the Xera is that we don't want people to come to carry it, then people might see Rabbi Yochanan doing it that way and assume that they could just put it in their ears and it's fine. That's a very normal case to worry about.
Yeah, but we don't care about such things.
Okay.
Buy me another example that we know.
Where we worry that somebody's going to see something and assume something that he shouldn't be assuming. All
okay, guys, we're gonna have a separate Marasayan share after this. If anybody wants.
What do you mean? I know we will. It's called having
Marasayan. You cannot see it starting now.
Could we maybe assume though that he didn't? Could we assume that he didn't hold this whole Marasayan thing?
Could be, but the truth is, Yisrael's right. There was no Marasayan by this, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. I hear both sides. But something I forgot. You reminded me, Akiva, what we have to discuss. What is the deal wearing glasses in Rosh Hashanah on Shabbos? We didn't discuss that, right?
Or here,
if you have those nerdy ones that have the thing in the back that holds them on, maybe that.
That's why the nerds. That's why the nerds have it.
Why is it the Malbush?
What about the things in Peretz's hair? Can he go out in the Mishus Rabin like that?
You mean that guy?
Oh, I hope so.
His glasses.
You mean the little black kid from the Little Rascals?
He should never go out like that. Shabbos or not Shabbos.
Why is glasses different than a hat?
Parents, when in my camp days, we used to have a Lakewood family was a brisker. The guy didn't wear his glasses Shabbos.
Yes, my siblings-in-law don't wear glasses in the street on Shabbos.
Why is it different than a hat?
He was bumping into things.
No, because let me answer. How about sunglasses? Can you wear sunglasses in the street on Shabbos? With no Eruv.
If they're prescription or if you have eye problems.
No, you're not allowed to.
Why is it different than crutches?
You're not allowed to.
You're not allowed to. The pashtus is you are not allowed to wear sunglasses in the street on Shabbos if there's no
if you
Eruv.
need it for medical
glasses.
No, if you need it for medical, meaning the basic yesod is that
crutches.
If anything that you know that you need, right? If anything that you know that you need, then that's what it called. Then you have to, then, and you know when you're not going to take it off, like a prescription pair of sunglasses or glasses, then it's not an issue. That's the way we paskin. Although there were many poskim. I think Rabbi Yaakov Kamenetsky held you not allowed to wear glasses in the street, right? Especially the old. Again, the poskim that were being matter with, well, those old glasses like this, that people just took out of their pocket and used it to read, that type of situation, right? But now that people wear their glasses always, then that became less of an issue, which is why we paskin that you could wear glasses. But there are machmirim.
Maybe they held you can't. Maybe they held you couldn't wear glasses while tomorrow's sign.
Maybe.
For what you're gonna see.
No, but they were afraid you might take them off and all that. But you have to know. Like, let's say you get to my age, right? You get to my age. I know it sounds like I'm old, whatever. But I'm starting to have this whole reading glasses issue, right? And you know that sometimes you take off your glasses to see things. Now there's a chashash that you might take off your glasses in Rosh Hashanah. It's not simple. Right? Same thing with sunglasses. Same thing with reading glasses. I don't think you can wear reading glasses in the street on Shabbos.
So then it becomes almost a chiyuv if you need reading glasses to get transitions.
Maybe. Or, Shayashuv has like this reading glasses gemach, right? Where you have like a whole bucket full of reading glasses. Right? Clearly they hold that you can't carry glasses on Shabbos.
Why is it not considered a Malbush?
What, reading glasses?
Glasses.
Because it's not a malbush. You don't want it.
What do you mean? Why don't I want it? Of course I want it.
No, you don't. You'd much rather have your eyes work well without glasses.
I would like to, but I can't without.
But then one second, Tiago, that doesn't explain sunglasses.
Sunglasses is not a malbush.
Yaakov, what about contacts?
Contacts are fine. That the Olam says is fine. That's no chashash. You can take them out.
Really?
There's
What?
no chashash.
Why
No,
not?
well, hold on. If it's sunny outside, what's the chashash of taking out?
What do you mean? Some
Because
people get irritated and they take out their contacts to rub them, whatever, if they're irritated. That's more.
But it's not. You know, it's not enough of a chashash that you're going to do that. It's also something that's inside the body. It's not. You know what I mean? Rav Moshe Feinstein holds that a woman, if she went to the mikveh with contact lenses on, she does not have to go back. I don't think that's a tushtel at all, but it's, you know what I mean? It just sounds educated, so I'm saying it.
I've been trying to get you to give me a heter for this one and for Phoenix Summers for years, Bianco. So I figure maybe.
What, a heter?
For the
sunglasses. The Phoenix sun, maybe the heter you have is that the sun is so hot it makes you cuckoo in the head, and therefore you're a shaita, and therefore you can wear sunglasses on Shabbos because you're potter.
If you paskin on a shaita, I'll take it for the glasses.
I could possibly you a shaita for other reasons. No.
It's MS.
No.
I just find it hard to believe, though, that something as functional as glasses, forget sunglasses, forget reading glasses, but just stump glasses, that people have like you need them.
Right. So that's why we paskin nowadays that you could wear you wear glasses in the street, 100%. But I don't
understand why. I don't understand why you need to even get there.
No, because
what's the difference? What's the difference between, in terms of functionalities? And obviously, one has more chashuv than the other in terms of keeping you alive. But what's the difference between like a pacemaker, or a hearing aid, and glasses?
Who says you can go out with a hearing aid on Shabbos? I'm not so sure that would be pashut according to these shittas either.
So you could theoretically put yourself in some type of harm, right? If you don't hear things or you don't see things, but it's okay because at least you're not breaking. You're not walking out with them.
No. So good. So we'll one up you on that and say maybe don't leave your house on Shabbos.
Oh, so now you're saying I don't have to go to shul at all on Shabbos because I'm so frum I don't hold the erev or glasses.
Correct. Maybe. Yeah. We're not going to let you go to shul and be over on Isurim. This is a common question that also happens with people that for whatever reason can't leave the house unless they have to carry, let's say, an EpiPen, right? Right. So let's say somebody's allergic and they got to carry an EpiPen wherever they go, right? So now, good. So stay home. Now we're not talking about if you have an eruv. This is the reasons why we have an eruv. But I'm saying, well, let's say you live in a legit Rishus Harabim. So who says you should go to shul and be? We're not gonna, right? Would you ever take a car to shul from a guy? That's a derabbanan, right? Don't all answer at once on that one, but I'm just saying.
No, I hear you.
So it seems like shul is not the most important thing in the world.
It's not even close, obviously. Yeah. What do you?
Because I was worried what I was gonna do when quarantine's over. Now I could just wear my glasses and I'll be putter again.
100%.
EpiPen might be Suffolk nefesh.
Oh no, you can. There's no doubt that if you're going out in the street, you can carry the EpiPen whether you have to. You carry with a shinui. I'm saying, who says you should leave the house? That's what I'm saying. Who says you should go to shul? It's better to stay home and not have to be saimach on things. Even though about the ma'isa we have eruvin, right? And even not, if a person needs to go to shul, we're going to paskin that they can live a normal life. And they carry it with a shino, put it in their sock or put it in their belt, whatever it is, they carry it differently, and they go to shul because a person is not because they have something, an allergic thing. It doesn't mean that they can't function as normal people. That's what we paskin. But I'm just throwing it out there for. Simon is saying that we have to wear glasses and all that, otherwise you can't go to shul. It's not so clear, so don't go to shul. That's all. Or find an eitzah, which is walk with somebody to shul so the hearing aid's not an issue. Leave one hearing aid in shul and one hearing aid at home. Or tie on your glasses with a string. Simon's not buying it. Okay, which I tell you, he's not buying it.
A bunch of framakis.
Good. I'm just listen. I have brothers-in-law. That before Shabbos, when they came to my house for simchas, they put a pair of glasses in the shul where they're going to be eating and where they're going to be dying. They go around a whole Friday putting glasses wherever they go. I'm not saying, I don't do this, but there are people out there like this, which I tell you.
Yaakov, I was told one of your brother-in-laws does not wear yarmulke on Shabbos, only a hat.
You're close to it because I have some that don't wear tzitzis in the street on Shabbos either. Yes. But whatever.
Neighbors just called me. They're waiting for my herb.
Okay, Amud Beis is very short, so okay, let's get moving. Okay. The pilpul of a galgal melech, three thin lines up, right? With pepper or with some sort of salting. Pilpul l'reach hapeh. So the pepper is to save your breath, which I'd like to know what kind of pepper that is that makes your breath actually. This person's breath must be really bad if pepper is making maybe it's peppermint. Okay, I hear. Galgal melech is l'rdashini. That's for some sort of I don't know, Harold. You'll have to figure this out. Is Harold there? Some sort of gum disease or tooth decay, something. Okay. Salt help. Harold, does salt help for this stuff?
Warm salt water.
Yeah, it does work for these things?
Yeah. Sure, cold sore. Cold sore it helps for. Anything like that it helps for.
All right. Harold is the resident dentist of the sheriff, in case anybody doesn't know him. Yes. Anything you put into your mouth. Sangvila inami dartsuna. Sangvila is how do you call it?
Ginger.
Ginger, correct. Thank you. Inami dartsuna. Cinnamon. Okay, ginger and cinnamon. Fine. Shein teseves shein shalzov Rabbi Matar v'cham. So a fake tooth and a gold tooth. Rabbi says it's mutter to go out with it on Shabbos, and Chama say it's also. Amar Rav Zeira lo shana el shalzov. This is only talking about gold. I will shall kesef, but to go out with a silver tooth, everybody holds it's mutter. So Rashi, it's a long Rashi here. What the pshat in that is, and Rashi basically says that the silver tooth looks very similar to teeth. So therefore, there's no chashash. People are going to laugh at them. I think the pshat in that is they clearly did not have tooth whitening toothpaste, and their teeth were quite gray. So therefore, it looks very similar to silver. Lanias taite. It's my own pshat. If anybody doesn't like it, let me know. But that's otherwise. Why wouldn't a silver tooth stick out? Right? Tani Rabbi Yochi b'shal kesef divri akol mutter. Silver teeth, everybody holds his mutter to go out in Shabbos. Shalzov, but if it's gold, Rabbi Mativ v'chama oisim. Amar Bai, Rabbi Eliezer, Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar, Kulu sviru l'tachol midi d'miganye be l'yaseh la'chuye. Right? La'achve, really. They hold that anything that's there to protect, then then we're not afraid that you're going to take it off to show it. Rabbi Hadamar, Rabbi is like we just said. Rabbi Eliezer, the Tani Rabbi Eliezer, paiter b'kavelas b'tzaychel shel palyatin, right? That we had a couple of times. That Rabbi says it's paiter if to go out with this kavelas and this bottle of perfume. What do you call it again? The vinaigrette. There you go. I remember that.
There you go.
Thank you. Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar, the Tanya Klal, Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar, koshu lamatim min asvacha yaitze by anything that goes below this cap, you can go out with it because we're not afraid she's going to take it off, because then her hair will be uncovered. If it's above that cap, then she can't go out with it because we're afraid she's going to show. So clearly, we see from these three Tanaim that when there's busha involved, or it's there for protection, meaning they really need it, then they're not going to be chashish that they're going to take it off and show it to anybody. Okay,
the silver tooth. The Rashba says you're not gonna if it falls out, you're just gonna leave it. A gold tooth.
Well, because it's so cheap.
It's so cheap, and a gold tooth, you're going to pick it up and maybe carry it.
So Rashi sounds like that a little bit in his second shot. I don't know if exactly, but that's what. Okay, yeah, thank you. So Zok the Mishna, Yoitze B'Sela Shalatzimus.
If anybody takes their teeth out and shows it off to each other.
I guess when you get to a certain age, parents, you may just do that.
Parents in the nursing homes, they do this.
Yeah, check out my teeth. I got this model. You got that model. You know what I mean? Men could brag about anything when it comes, when it comes down to it.
Parents, call me in 10 years.
Yeah. Okay. Yoitze b'sela shalatzinus. You're allowed to go out with a sela. Is a coin that goes on a cut on the foot. You have a cut on the foot, so you put a coin on it, and you're allowed to go out with it. Habanas katanas. Young daughters, yotzes bechutin, they can go out with these strings that they put. What they do is they pierce the kids' ears when they're younger, so it's not so painful. But they didn't actually give them jewelry, unlike nowadays where they have the pierced ears already from when they're a few months old, right? So they put on, but what they do is they'll put strings in there so that the holes don't close up. So you're allowed to go out with that. Vafilu b'kismin Shabbat's name, and they could even go out with these little pieces of wood that's in their ears. Arvius, yoitzes ru'ulos. I think somebody asked this question yesterday or 2 days ago. women that are from Arabic countries can go out with their face covered. Okay, Umadios prufas and women from Madai can go out wrapped up. They go out with these like wraps. And any person can do that. But the Chachamim we're talking about just the people that were common to do that. But if you're one of those freak ladies who wears the whatever they call those things that totally wrapped up, so that would be allowed. That's not considered carrying. You're allowed to take, basically what you're doing is instead of having a button, you're using a stone or a nut or a coin to use it as the button and to use that to close up this wrap or this shawl. But you can't use it for Shabbos, meaning it's a muksa. The Gemara is going to say this is a muksa issue, right? Because you're not allowed to, unless a coin, you can't just say a coin is not muksa for Shabbos. You have to actually do something about it because a coin is worth something. Okay, so might see this.
Would that be the same as like tie clips? I don't know if anyone uses that anymore. But
well, tie clips or what?
I'm saying like it holds on a beged. Would that
but tie clips is not something intrinsically muksa like money. Money is something that is by definition muksa. So therefore, you can't like a rock.
Would that be considered a beged, part of your beged?
It seems like the Paiskim say that it's okay, but it's really not unclear that's.
Icky, you could say
really
better. Say everything everybody uses. What about a collar stay?
Right, so collar stay is part of the clothing. There's no chashash that you're going to take it out, I think. No? I think so. Okay, weiter. My tzinis, bas ara. So what is a tzinis? A tzinis is a bas ara, which is that you have a cut on the foot, that's what Rashi says, and then you tie on this coin and it acts as a healing agent. Mishna sela. So now the Gemara goes through how it heals. Mishna sela, why a coin? So if it's something that's hard, that for some reason helps it, maybe this is like a corn or a bunion or anything like that on the feet, right? So if it's anything that's hard, so why don't you just use some earthenware? Why does it have to be a coin? So that must be because the metal, something comes out of the metal, right? So that needs metal. So then tasa. So then just use a little piece of metal. Why does it have to be a coin? Must be because on the coin it has some sort of form of picture or something that helps. It's a level of pulsa. So then why don't you just use a little piece of wood that has some sort of forms on it? So Abaye says must be that all three of these things help a cut, and therefore a coin has all three because it's got the silver and it's got a form on it, a tzura on it, and it also is hard. And that's what the Gemara has picked something that has all three. Fine. Now, Havanas Yotzes B'chutin. So the daughters.
You'd be allowed to go out with the Dr. Scholes in your foot?
Yeah. So that's very good. That would be a contemporary, yeah. Then you'd be able to go out with. Yeah. Very good. So Havanas Yotzes B'chutin. The daughters can go out with these strings. Amud the Shmuel. He didn't let his daughters do three things. He didn't let them go out with these strings in their ears. He did not let them sleep in the same bed together. And he would make them their own mikvahs during the days of Nisan, meaning nowadays, like in the spring. And he would put mats on the floor of the river during Tishrei. Okay, so does the Gemara discuss? Okay, so the Gemara discusses two of them. It doesn't discuss why to put the mats on the floor, and the reason for that is because then when they would go to mikvah in the river, right? So then he would. They were afraid that the dirt would get in their feet, and then it would be chatzitza for mikvah. So therefore, they put down these mats. This is actually a corona shiloh, because the women that are not allowed to go to the mikvah, some of them want to go to the ocean. One of the big issues of going to the ocean, besides that it's cold and it's freezing and you're afraid people might see you, et cetera, is that if you have dirt in between the feet, then it's going to be a chatzitza, right? Fine. See? Yeah? Somebody say something? Okay. So that basically, again, the three things that he didn't let his daughters do. He didn't let his daughters go out with these strings, right? Which the Gemara is going to ask, but the Mishnah says not like that. And then he didn't let them go to the mikveh. He made them mikvahs in Nisan, and he didn't let them sleep together in the same bed. So the Gemara says 3 lines up. How do you say it? Where do I get up? Yeah, so I'm sorry. Period. 3 lines up. He did not let them go out with these strings in their ears. They went out with these strings in their ears. He did not let them go out because they went out with these strings that were colorful. So since they were colorful, they might take them out to show them off to their friends. So therefore, he didn't let them go out with that. But theoretically, if it would be colorless, then he would allow them to go out with that in the ear. Gani and Gabi Adadi, he didn't let them sleep with each other. They
went to the mikvah when they were single?
Back then, it's Tum and Tara, that's what I'm assuming. But even though it's Shmuel, right, it shouldn't have had that. So I don't know why. So there's a different kasha the Paiskim, the Mefarshim has. What is he talking about his daughters? What about his wife? Right?
We don't tell our wives what to do.
Yeah, okay. I hear that shot. Anyways, so what he was saying, he felt that if they're going to sleep together and they're going to try and be intimate with each other and they're going to rub the basulim against each other, therefore they may lose the basulim and they're going to be pasal to kahuna. So he didn't want them to be pasal to kahuna. So that's what the Gemara is thinking. Is that why he told them not to sleep together? He just didn't want them to get used to having the warmth of another body. And if that's the case, then they're gonna, when they don't have that warmth, they're gonna want to go find a man, even though they're not married. Okay, so that's why. Not because he felt that they would be pasal guna, they would not be pasal guna. Again, a kohen cannot marry someone who's divorced or an almana. So he was saying that we thought that maybe he was saying that this would make them also considered like they were married before. And then he's saying that's not the case. He just didn't want them to get used to sleeping with bodies close to them.
Rashi says it's derech znus.
Yaakov, on money you could marry, no?
I'm sorry, I'm on it. Yeah, I meant the grusha. Yeah, I meant the grusha. Yeah. What are you saying? No, but to Kohen Gadol, Rashi. I'm sorry, Rashi.
Right, Rashi says there's no kahuna, but it's derech znus.
Yes, yeah. It is. Well, that's the shaila. Is this considered derech znus, and that's enough to asa them, right? Fine. Then the next one is, this is very interesting din having to do with mikvahs, right? Mikvah b'yomi Nisan. He made them a mikvah in Nisan. Why? This proves something that Rav said. Matra b'marava sada rabba, right? Mitra b'marava sada rabba pras. When it's rain, meaning the Paras River. How do you call it? What's the name of it now? The Euphrates. Yeah, the Euphrates River is a proof. When that Euphrates River starts flowing real fast, it's proof that it rained in Eretz Yisrael. Right? So therefore, Savar Shala Yirbu Anoitvan Ala Zeichlin, he did not want the rain to overpower the Zeichlin, the traveling water. Now this is an interesting din, because basically you have 2 types of mikvah. You have mikvah of rainwater, and you have mikvah of a spring. And of course, they have 2 different sets of dinim, right? I have this on my list of confusions of Yiddishkeit. Not that this one comes up so often. Actually, this is also a Corona thing. It comes up in we're using a stream to toivel kalim. Let's say you're camping, right? So you see a stream. So you want to toivel it in the stream. So you say, can you do it or not? So now here's the thing. A mikvah that's from rainwater, if there's a leak and the water is moving because it's leaking out, that's puzzle. But if it's a stream, then obviously there's no issue. So the problem is, what happens if you have the stream and there's a lot of rainwater that makes this, let's say the stream would be 3 inches wide. And now rainwater comes and makes it 6 inches wide. So that means the rainwater is overpowering and it's mavatal the stream water, and therefore, and it's moving. So rainwater that's moving is possible for a mikvah. So Avur Shmuel was worried that the Paras, the river of Paras, would get overpowered with rainwater in the days of Nisan, because that's when everything melts, and that's after the rainy season. And therefore, when you go in it and it's moving, it's possible for mikvah, right? So therefore, he said he had to make them their own mikvah, so they wouldn't use that mikvah, right?
Today, how would you know?
So there is a way. So you have to. That's why when you see streams in the summer, if you're going like on a hike and there's a stream and you want to use it for a mikvah for kalim, it's not so pashut. You have to try and figure out if this is the regular stream the way it's going, or this is just still still left over from the winter. It's really not simple. It's not simple at all. But pligad the Shmuel, but he disagrees with Shmuel. Dama Shmuel, now Rabbi Kippur mivrach. The rivers go. It comes out from the bottom, from its source. We don't have to worry about the rainwater. And Shmuel's chaylik himself on himself. Dama Shmuel, enamayim etarim b'zaychlin ela paras b'yom tishrei b'vad, because he said the water of paras of the Euphrates River is not tar with zaychlin when it travels only in Tishrei, because in Tishrei it's already 6 months from the rainy season, so we're not worried that any of the water going down is rainwater, and it's natural stream water, which is okay when it moves. Okay, so that's why he told his daughters in Yom Nisan they got to use a mikveh, they can't use it, but the rest of the year they could use it. Okay, Parevas 11. So we're saying that you can use a stone to tie up this thing. V'amrit Reisha Parevas, right? Meaning in the end of the Mishnah says you can't do it on Shabbos. What do you mean? But the Reisha says you could. No, the Sefer is only talking about a coin. Why? Because it's muksa. Since the coin is muksa, it would be usr. Baya. Isha, right? So let's say Isha wants to pull a scam now. Her kid is playing in the street and she wants to bring him a nut for snack. So how's she going to get him this nut? There's no eruv. So what she does is she takes the nut and she uses it to tie on her coat, whatever it is. Now, then she brings it to the kid and then the kid takes it. So is that allowed? So Baya. Isha ma'ashatarim v'tifrif ala egos. Can she do a harama, a trickery, and wrap this thing around the egos in order to bring it out to her young son? It's a machlokes. There is a machlokes whether you're allowed to do trickery or not. So this is a question according to both opinions. Why? It's a question according to the one that says that you could do trickery, but it's a question for the one that says you're allowed to do shtick by a fire, which is what this case by fire is that somebody has a fire in his house. Can he just go? We had this once before. Can they go and put on tons of layers of clothing to save all the clothing from the house? Or is that a scam? Because you don't really need 4 or 5 layers of clothing. You just only need one. But you could say, I want to wear four layers of clothing. So can you not? That's a machlokes. So this is a question. According to Amud, it says you're allowed to. There's if they're not going to allow them to put on all those layers of clothing, they're gonna feel so bad that they're losing their money. They're gonna just put out the fire. So therefore, we let them do the shtick. If you don't allow this lady to take this nut out, right, this ego, this walnut, then she's not going to end up carrying. She just won't do it. Even according to Rambam, it says you're not allowed to wear all those articles of clothing for a fire. There, it's because that's the way you carry it out. Meaning, you're not allowed because that's almost like carrying. But that's not carrying. You're just using this nut to attach your clothing. Aim a shopper dummy. So you would think maybe it would be allowed. So take you. It remains take you. Okay, I gotta go.
I can go for 100 pieces of chicken.
What?
Isn't it muksa?
What? The nut? The nut's not muksa.
Why?
Why should it be muksa? You use it to eat. You have a nut on the table. The kid says he wants a nut, right? So you're going to take the nut, put it on your clothing, tie up the thing onto the nut, and then you got it out there.
Yeah, but you miyached the nut. You miyached the nut for.
No, you were, but that's not muksa. That's not muksa.
Jacob, we like the 10 o'clock tomorrow. We like that a lot.
That's why we moved it up to 9:15. If you remember, way back before Corona, that was the moving it to 9:15. All right, good enough. I'm sorry for cutting out.
Good.
I get to know.
Everybody. Have a good, safe week.
Good night, everybody.